A weird intro to a video, I guess, because this has been almost the 10th time or something that I tried to record this video. It's very difficult for me because the video that I tried to make is basically an end of the year recap for 2018. And the next video will be everything that is to be expected from SVA Design on this YouTube channel for the coming year. For this video, basically, I'm going to recap my 2018. And I think the first and foremost thing that should be discussed is basically the ups and downs that I went through with family members, and also just relationships and losing family members, and just that is basically everything that has been consuming a lot of my mental capacity basically for this whole year. And I'm not going to dive into it too deep, but that is also the reason why one of the highlights of this year that I can also talk about is that I'm actually in my own apartment right now. So it's not very big. I don't really feel the need to show it because I can literally like do 360 with the camera and you have seen everything. But it's just one room with shower, like a bathroom, a kitchen area. Like my desk is over here. Here will be like a sofa for friends to hang out with and everything. And this is my bed right here. So that is basically everything. It's like 200 square feet, 21 square meters, and it's my place. So I'm very happy about it, and it grants me a lot of freedom to do as I please. So but I've only moved in here like 5 days ago. So the 28th of January. Today is the second. The day that I'm filming it. So the 28th of December, I should say, not January. And today is the 2nd of January. So that has been a very big part of my year. It was just the ups and downs of relationships with family members, and also losing a couple of family members in the process. And just the second thing that I wanted to talk about was the creativity. So all of the things that I did for the SVA Design site. When looking back at the year, it kind of feels like I didn't really do anything, but there were a couple of projects in there. I was asked to be on a supercar design project that didn't really pan out the way because it kind of felt like they didn't want to compensate me for my work in any possible way that they could have done. So it felt like me doing some work for free, and I don't do charity work, so I'm sorry, but that it just went wrong. So don't really want to talk about it a whole lot because I don't feel any type of way towards those people. They are still like was still a great project to work on, and I hope we still can continue. But I'm not going to waste my time on projects that I'm not getting compensated for the talents that I actually produce and bring to the table. So with that being said, there also was a second project that I was working on, an electric superbike, that I actually did get paid for the work that I was doing, but I think on their end, they just needed more funds to continue with the project, and it didn't really pan out that I was actually got to complete that project. So and for myself, I think I designed like 4 or 5 other cars, and I'm working on a micro car right now. And there will possibly be a video for that micro car, but I will only do a video for that one once everything is done. And I've already stepped to a couple of manufacturers and everything because I feel like I should be capable of actually making that car. So I don't want to give too much away about it. So with that, that was kind of the creativity side. I've talked about a little bit of the family side. And for me, myself, this year was also very much about my health. And what I mean by my health this year, what I did differently than the year before, is the first thing that I did before the summer started, or actually during the summer, I guess, I started to eat different. So usually all I ate was like bread. Like I'm literally sucker for that type of stuff. Like all the time I was just eat loaves of bread, and I didn't know that I was gluten intolerant. So I would constantly get like eczema on my arms, but I didn't know what it was because I was, just from the ground up, from as a young kid, I was just always eating bread. So I didn't know that that could be the cause of me having like eczema on my arms and stuff. And I'm wearing a long sleeve right now, so you can't see it. But if you like go back to any other video where I'm wearing like short sleeve shirts or anything, you can see that I have like darker spots on my arms, and that is the eczema. So it comes from scratching a lot and you know, it's just damage to the skin basically. But it would get irritating. I would start scratching it because of the bread that I was eating and all that. So I stopped eating bread, and you know, in that period of my life, when I stopped eating bread, to kind of replace it, I started to eat healthier. And I still have a little bit of eczema. Also, still like and enjoy a sandwich once in a while, especially Subway. That's kind of my thing. So yeah, that is also another step that I took towards becoming a little bit healthier. Later in the year, in the October period, I started running again. So I ran before in my life when I was a little bit younger. Maybe I was like 15 when I took it a little bit more serious, the running and everything. But somewhere in there, when I took it more serious, I kind of got tired of it because I wasn't really like mature enough to stick with it and stick through it, because my condition was pretty good that I would be able to run for more than an hour. But in my head, I would feel like I'm wasting my time right now trying to just running. It doesn't really do anything for me. So I quit like after a month or two of doing it. So, but right now, when I did it again, now that I feel more mature, I started to see also all of the mental benefits that come with exercising way more instead of just the physical aspects of it. So another side note, just to get like more of my point across to this video, for a very long time, I would say maybe even before I was like 12 or 13 or something, like when I just started with high school and everything, I started to feel a little bit, I hate to use the word depression or anything, but I started to feel a little bit under the weather and feel like I was being suppressed or had this like a heavy backpack on all the time when I was just walking through life. And yeah, I don't like talking about the subject because it feels like I'm complaining, or I don't know, it just feels weird to me to talk about, but fuck it. So when I was feeling like that, when I was started to run, to come back to the story that I was talking about for the 2018 recap, it started to feel like I was lifting weights out of this backpack and started to walk around with a lighter one. It started to feel like I was like levitating. This weight was just evaporating off my shoulders, I guess. So that would be a proper way to put it. And with this weight being like taken off my shoulders, it started to feel, not only just did I start to feel better, but I started to feel like I was maybe in need of like a reboot, like maybe I should have like a clean slate to get all of it off my back, to get to a point where I just start to feel happy on a daily basis instead of feeling like I was carrying this weight around. So I decided to have a reboot, and the way that I did it was with a water fast. And what water fasting entails is that you basically aren't allowed to eat or drink anything that isn't water. So you can eat water, obviously. That was a little bit weird how it came out, but the only thing you can consume is water. And before I started doing this, I started a week before the day that I decided to start, which was like the 17th of November, I guess, a day after my dad's birthday. And this was also on a Saturday, I think. But a week before that, I started to cut down my eating, and I started to bump up and increase my water intake. Yeah, with this increase in water and me cutting down my food, and even before that, when I started running, I should say, let me rephrase that sentence. So, when I started running, actually, I weighed 91 kilograms, which is a little bit above 200 pounds for everybody that is not used to a metric system. And I was just below, I'm still just below 6 feet tall, so maybe like 5'11", which would be like 178 centimeters or something in that neighborhood at least. Some people think I'm taller, some people think I'm shorter, I don't know, just something in that neighborhood. So, and to be at 200 pounds or 91 kilograms at that height isn't really like a healthy thing to have. So I decided to run, but just before in October, I guess, and but my eating wasn't healthy at all. I was like eating a whole lot of candy, drinking a whole lot of soda, and you know, not eating bread though. But I was like eating rice crackers with like chocolate paste on it, or Nutella, or however you want to call it. So, yeah, that was not very healthy of me. So I dropped from 91 to 89, so the 2 kilograms in about a month of running, but without like changing my diet up. And then in the week before I started the water fast, I lost another 3 kilograms without working out, but only with my eating changing. So when I went from the water, when I was drinking more water and started eating less. So then I weighed 86 kilograms, and at that point I started the water fast, and I kept up the water fast for 12 days. So I went throughout 12 days without eating anything. I did cheat a little bit on the drinking. Sometimes I had a little bit of juice or a little bit of lemonade when I felt like I needed a little bit of sugar or vitamins or anything in my system, to or some tea or whatever. So I did cheat a little bit with that, but I didn't eat anything solid for 12 days straight. So throughout that process, on the 12th day, I was actually supposed to go for 14 days, but on the 12th day, I actually decided to call it a quits, because I was just puking out water and it didn't feel good at all. So yeah, that didn't feel good. So after the 12 days, I lost another 6 kilograms, and I was at 80 kilograms, and that was actually also target achieved. That is when I wanted to reach in about a 1.5 month period, like the 4 months of running, and then the 3 weeks of me dieting and also changing up the way I was eating and everything. I lost a total of 11 kilograms, which is like 25 pounds or something. That is, and it was a lot, and that is also made me feel way better. And the running afterwards, now I can just go for like an hour and 30 minutes and do like almost 18 kilometers and everything. So, and that is with me running once a week and then also doing strength training through another 2 days a week. So with that process of me changing my diet and changing my habits, I lost the weight, and at the same time I also really started to feel better about myself, and I was getting just happier on a daily basis, and started to feel more satisfied with my decisions that I make on a daily basis and all of that. So everything just started to come together for me in a good way. So I was going good in school. Actually, also that is something that should be mentioned for the 2018 year, was that I started back school again. So I'm in product design class right now. I'm actually working on an assignment right now while I was I'm taking a break from it to record this video. So that was going well. My health was getting better. I was eating right. I was just feeling better with the running and everything. And but the only thing was that I was still living in my dad's house. So that was the one thing that was kind of keeping me back from feeling the way that I feel right now in this house. So yeah, I think that is the best way, the condensed way to kind of report on the year that I had and all the targets that I wanted to achieve, and the things that I did do. The only thing that I didn't report on was the clothing and the design. So one of the other things that was targeted for 2018 was to do way more things than just car design, I guess. So I branched out to do a little bit of furniture design. I did a little bit of architectural things like the clothing and everything, but I didn't put enough effort behind it to actually make a commercial impact or whatever, to have some sort of advertisement up to actually sell these things or anything. So with me, I kind of need to become my own marketing team, I guess, to put some effort behind the products that I developed to actually start selling them. And that will be also one of the targets for 2019, but that's a different video. So that has basically been my 2018. That has been like the ups and the downs of having family issues to moving out of my dad's house into becoming like an independent young man. I guess that is the best way to put it. So yeah, let me also know how your 2018 has been. You can like DM me on Instagram at SVA Design, or just put it under the comments on this video. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like or subscribe. Have a very nice new year, and also may all of your dreams and wishes come true for you this year. So yet again, thanks for watching. My name is Veldboom from SVA Design, and I'm out.